Good morning, Vietnam. Welcome to MTO Quarantine Catch Up, episode 18 of this show. I'm Niall, and I'm joined as always by the other host of the show, Gideon. How are you doing?
Do I not get to say my own name in this new intro?
Oh, I've disallowed it.
Okay, I'll just tell you. In fact, I was about to tell you what I'm doing. That was going to be my intro.
Is your intro
there's a
your
fun way we
awful
could
segment?
do that, which is what's Gideon doing at this exact moment in time?
Right. Why do we have to... Look, if this is someone's first episode, the first piece of, content from this show they've heard is me yelling Good Morning Vietnam and then going straight into our worst segment.
This is not our worst segment.
It really is.
I won't hear it. No.
Right. Right. What's Gideon doing right now?
I'm not actually doing anything right now. I'm trying to think of something to do.
Oh, so there's nothing for me to even guess.
No, there is. It's fine.
Right. If people are new here, I'm sorry, but also this is our segment, What is Gideon doing right now, where I have to guess. Look, we had an important announcement to make at the start of this, and you co-opted
Yeah.
it. We can do your segment and then we'll talk about that. But
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Right. Have you got something you're doing?
Yes. I have.
Right. Are you trying to rub your stomach and tap your head at the same time?
No, that's not even difficult.
It's not. Yeah, people always say that's a challenge.
People are always like, "Oh, I can't do it. It's really difficult. Like, you can't do it if you can't multitask." Like,
Yeah.
I really don't find it difficult at all.
Yeah, it's easy. I can do it with either hand.
Wow. Alright.
I'm just flexing there. But yeah, that's my only guess because I don't care enough about this segment.
There's a bit of a sound clue going on right now.
Oh, it sounds like the same thing as last time, which is you flipping through a book.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. Are you flipping through a book?
No, I wouldn't do the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
I thought that might be your play.
Nah.
He'd never do the same thing twice. I mean, a crazy person would do that.
Well.
Right, just tell us, because this is dull.
I was trying to fold a piece of paper more than 7 times.
So, it was paper-based.
It was
That's
paper-based.
the closest
You
I
got
think
the sound,
we've ever got.
You got the audio clue.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was quite close.
Do you want to do the thing we were actually meant to do at the start of this one now?
Yeah, that's... we shouldn't have gone... You shouldn't have gone straight into this.
I just forgot. I'm sorry.
We did mention it, immediately before recording.
Yeah.
So right.
You may have noticed that the last few episodes have pretty much just been me and Niall.
Wait, what?
Reason for that is we... wait, has it? Oh,
wait,
damn.
No. The last few... Are you saying the last few episodes have just been me and you?
Yeah.
I thought you had that Guy Fieri thing behind you.
Oh, that's true. I'm my Mussolini on the wall.
Yeah, you're Mussolini on the wall.
Okay.
So many great jokes that new listeners won't get.
The people speaking.
The
it's just been me and Niall.
Yeah.
And we can say now, because we have sort of a confirmation, that Dylan has decided she just wants to sort of take a break from doing MTO, take a step back, focus on herself and her own well-being for a bit, which obviously has to be prioritised over the podcast.
Yeah.
Whether she'll be back in the future, we don't have a definite answer yet. She might be. We're not sure, but we'll update you when we know. But yeah, for the meanwhile, you are going to be stuck with me and Niall. As
unfortunate as that is.
Yeah, we are very sorry.
But yeah, our management talked to her management, and there was some contractual things there. But no, she's I think she's doing better now. It's safe to say, but we want to prioritize her over this podcast, and
yeah.
It's really important that, because quarantine's very messed up for everyone at the moment, and you need to take a step back from your responsibilities, I think, at some point, and really prioritise yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, she may or may not be back. I think even if she doesn't want to do the podcast in the future, she can come on as a guest from time to time. You'll see her in sketches or something if she's down to do that. But, yeah. I hope you don't hate just it being me and Gideon for the time being.
Hopefully it's passable with just the two of us.
And also we should mention that's why we haven't been doing spooky stories recently. I do want to try and talk about a way of getting that back with just the two of us.
We'll think of some new format to do, but yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of quarantine and stepping away from responsibilities, as of Tuesday, which is the day after this episode will go out, I have no more schoolwork to do. I just have time off to do whatever. Done. I'm done. And then potentially in September I'll be going back. But I've got the whole of the rest of July and all of August just to play The Last of Us. Because, like, even before, been doing work, like, every day, every week. But as of Tuesday, that stops. And I've been really wanting to play The Last of Us because the sequel to it came out and I never played the first one. So I wanted to jump into it. I finally got it a couple of weeks ago. But I know it's something that if I start playing it, I just want to be locked in for like 15 hours a day. Just live that game for like 2 solid days and get it done. And so as of Wednesday, I'm going into hiding and just barreling through that game. So you won't see me for a while.
On the topic of work, do you know what's really annoying?
What?
Something really annoying is when, you do the summer work on your school's website, and then they put out a thing saying summer work's going to be changed once we've sent out video for our pre-admission thing, and you've just done all that work and it might all be different. You might have just done all that work for nothing.
That's tough.
Yeah.
My some of my drama work I've had to do is that is a solid joke. Well done.
Peak comedy.
Yes. I love music based jokes, so you've really got me on that one. Your first good joke of the podcast.
Yay.
I had to make it negative.
Yeah, you did. I had man yeast last episode.
Yeah, man yeast was alright. It was fine, I guess. So yeah, one of my drama pieces of work I had to do was to do a monologue. And at the same time, I also had sort of an assignment from the theatre thing we perform with to also do a monologue. So that was a great feeling, realising that 2 different things have told me to do the same thing, and just being able to do them both at the same time, send them off in 2 different directions, and be, it's done, it's out, I've nailed it.
Yeah.
That's sick. Have you ever had like something like that, where you can just like kill 2 birds with 1 stone really easily with something?
I don't know that I have in the sense of like having stuff set that I have to do.
I don't think anyone's ever trusted you with more than 1 responsibility at a time.
That's probably a fair point, to be fair. That is probably a very fair point.
Yeah. Yeah. We should... Look, there's nothing to talk about. We should be fully honest here. We've got no show notes this week. We've got nothing to talk about.
There is something we haven't done in a while, which is just what have we been watching / listening to.
Oh, yeah. What
about you? I haven't been watching anything personally. But...
I watched The Truman Show, which I don't know if I mentioned on our last episode, but it came to...
I don't think you did.
No, because we focused on bread mostly.
Yeah, we were talking about bread.
But it came to Netflix on the 1st of July, and it's a film that I've wanted to see for like ages, but never been able to find it anywhere, and I'll be fucked if I'm paying like £7 to watch a film from 1998. But it was coming to Netflix.
By the way...
Sorry, go on.
By the way, talking about bread... I messaged Dylan. This feature this episode to ask her to settle a debate that we had in our bread episode between white bread and brown bread. She has said baguette. Now, in my mind, a baguette, you don't get like baguettes of brown bread. Like a baguette in my mind is white bread.
A baguette is its own form of bread, I think.
I'm taking it. I would take that as white bread.
No, I wouldn't take it as either. I think that's its own category.
I'm telling Dylan that I'm taking it as white bread.
No, tell her to answer the goddamn question.
No, that is white bread. 100%.
Ask her if she considers baguette white or brown bread, because I think it's somehow like in between.
Okay, I'll do that. Hold on.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna look up what type of bread is a baguette.
Okay, Dylan, would you class as baguette as white or brown bread if you want to win this debate?
I typed in what type of, and I just want to read out the 3 the 3 Google autocorrects. So, what type of timeless space are you is one of the most searched ones. What type of... this one's not great. what type of bender are you? Which,
yeah.
And what type of dog is Scooby-Doo? So, what type of... I'm gonna search that instead of a bread thing. That's more interesting to me. Nickname, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Scoob. So, species, dog.
Yes! White. She said white bread.
No.
I win.
I'm gonna send her some abusive messages.
No, you can't.
No. I'm just gonna say, brown bread is better. And then a picture.
Which it isn't.
And then a picture of Pepsi Man, just to top it off. It's just a picture of Pepsi Man pointing at the screen, and it says.
I cut you off when you were talking about the Truman Show, didn't I?
Scooby-Doo's a Great Dane, but so the Truman Show. Yeah, I wanted to watch it for a while. I'm not paying like £7 to see a film from 1998, but it came out Netflix July 1st, and midnight ticked over. I'm a sucker for a midnight release. Midnight ticked over. Hit that play button and watched it immediately. And it was a great film. It was a really great film.
I might have to watch it.
I think it's shot up into my top 10. If people at home want to check out my Letterboxd, my username is Niall Edwards. So just check out that. And I've got like it's pretty complicated, but I got a list of my top 10 films of all time. If you want to check that out and watch a couple of them, and then message our socials and tell me I'm an idiot. But I'm checking my list now, and I put Truman Show, and I stand by this, at 5th place.
Okay.
Because I've done.
I can't really comment on whether I think it should be there or not because I've not seen it.
I think you should definitely check it out. It's a Jim Carrey film. So I was
Your mic has just gone very muffled, by the way.
Oh, sorry. But is it better now?
Yeah.
Right. It's a Jim Carrey film. So I was thinking this is going to be a comedy, and because I always feel like Jim Carrey performances are very hit and miss.
Okay, it's quite muffled.
Right.
It is still quite muffled.
Hang on. How about now?
Okay, yeah, that's better.
Right. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's a Jim Carrey film, so I was expecting it to be like a comedy, or I was expecting it to be a comedy, and I think with Jim Carrey films, they can be very hit and miss with his performance. Sometimes he nails it, but sometimes his sort of character that he does, it's just a little unbearable.
Yeah, but I get what you mean.
This, I thought, was really, really good. And it's actually more of a drama than a comedy, and it's about this guy who's sort of, from birth, has been put in this massive dome that looks like the city, and it's like on this little sort of island, and they make it so that he can't go out of the city because they do some like psychological shit with him. Like his dad drowns on a boat when they were out on a boat, and so he's made it so that he can't cross the bridges, he can't go over water, he can't go in a boat or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's this weird sort of psychological thing that they mess with a lot, and adding different elements to it, and trying to keep him in the city to broadcast it on TV 24/7 as entertainment. Yeah. And I think it's such an interesting concept, and it's about him, like, things start to go wrong, like a skylight for lighting, like, falls from the sky and lands outside his house. Mm-hmm. And then so he's in the car, and someone goes on the...
Is this spoilers? Because I might watch it.
I'm not going to say any spoilers. This happens within, like, the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
So a skylight falls from the sky, hits the ground outside his house, and he's in his car, and the thing on the radio goes, "Oh yeah, we've just got breaking news that a spacecraft has started shedding parts above the atmosphere," and so they try and like cover it up with stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really good. He wants to go to Fiji, and so a lot of it's trying to stop him from going to Fiji because he can't go to Fiji in this dome.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, and the film finished. It was like 2 a.m. and I went to the bathroom and I was looking in the mirror and I was like, what if there's a camera on the other side of this mirror? And like for a solid day it messed with me.
You should just stand there waving at the mirror.
Yes. Yeah. So it really messed with me. I was very like freaked out by it a little bit. Like it was when I was like, it reminded me of when I was 6 years old and the ending of I think Men in Black 2, where it sort of zooms out and the earth is like a little ball on a cat's collar. Yeah. And as like a 6-year-old kid, that terrified me. It reminded me of that. Yeah, we could be.
Yeah. What about listening to? Have you been listening to anything different or just the exact same as always?
Pretty much the usual. I've been listening to a bit more of Kendrick Lamar.
That's what we listened to.
I'll check. I'll go back into my playlist. A lot of Damn, a lot of that album.
Okay. Not his best, but
a couple of
still
things
very good.
from To Pimp a Butterfly. But I was talking to a mate the other day.
You need to just listen to that all the way through.
Yeah, well, I was talking to a mate the other day about Theophilus London, actually. And he was saying, oh, you should go into some of Kendrick's albums fully. And was telling me, like, different bits to get introduced to. So I think one night I'm just going to put on, like, 3 of his albums back to back. And just burn through that.
Yeah.
I've been back into Pond in a big way. Been loving some of Pond stuff. Which I don't have enough of on this playlist I've made, actually. Actually, I don't have any Pond somehow. Oh, no, wait.
Wow.
No, I have 2 full albums from Pond.
Quite a difference between that and none.
Yeah, how have I done that? Yeah, some Gum, some Genesis Owusu, who's a great indie rapper that people haven't really heard of, so that's a big recommend. Another indie group, Buzzard, released a new album yesterday. I haven't listened to it in full yet, but it's apparently really good. And then, like, a lot of Tame Impala, obviously.
Yeah,
and that's
of course.
about where I'm at with that. You said you listened to something.
I wouldn't bring this up because I've been listening to a lot of old school hip hop recently. I've been taking a bit of a deep dive.
We love the word deep dive on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know why. So, pretty much, I wanted to. I'm essentially just going through different artists and just listening to their whole catalogue, like their whole discography.
Jeez.
So far, I've done Outkast, obviously, massive fan of Outkast, and I just want to. I'm probably going to go off on like a 5-minute rant here, but I just want to say, Andre 3000 is undisputed top 5 rappers of all time for me, right?
I'd agree with that.
Because I've said this to people before, and they're like, nah. Like, if you're talking, I think, in Outkast, obviously, the only artist who can rival their run of sort of 4, even 5, if you include Love Below and Speakerbox.
Yeah.
Like, classic top-tier albums. The only artist for me who can rival that is Kanye. I think Aquemini and Stankonia are probably both in my top 15 albums of all time. Like, their musical impact as well, like, in terms of the energy, their delivery, because at the time as well, when they were coming up, hip-hop was very much, East Coast, West Coast, so for them to bring the South to be a big part of hip-hop as a genre, and I just want to say as well, I'm kind of worried that in, like, a few years or whatever, people are just going to remember Andre 3000 and not Big Boy. Like, I'm kind of scared that Big Boy's going to be a bit forgotten.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, obviously, I mean, Andre is the better rapper out of the 2 of them, I think, but, like, Big Boy's influence on flow, because, like, his flows were, like, so mental, like, he would put syllables at such random places and somehow make it work, and that's had a pretty big influence on the whole offbeat thing that's going on in hip-hop. Like, I think Big Boy's had a massive influence as well as Andre, but yeah, Andre 3000, top 5 rappers of all time, undisputed.
Yeah.
So I've listened to Outkast's full catalogue. Also, The Roots. Do you know The Roots?
They're the guys who do the band for Jimmy Fallon.
They were for a few years, yeah. So I've listened to their whole catalogue. I mean, they've also got probably 2 albums in, like, my top 15 of all time with Things Fall Apart and Undone. I think Black Thought as well is probably top 5 rapper of all time with Andre. So I've listened to their full discography, and I've forgotten. I mean, Undone was, I think it was 2011, and people don't really remember that album that much, but I forgot how much I love it, because it's this concept album, right? Of this guy's sort of life, his struggles, and his death, but told in reverse. So it, like, starts with a flat line, and ends with, like, just 4 straight orchestral tracks of, like, the stages of his mum's pregnancy. And it's such a I'm a sucker for a cohesive album, right? Like, that's why I love To Pimp a Butterfly so much, well, one of the reasons. So that album, I think that might be in my top 5 albums of all time. That's my recommendation from this, Undone by The Roots.
Right.
So I've had Outkast, I've had The Roots, Nas.
Lil Nas X. Very good, very good. Very good old school hip-hop.
Please shut up. I think Illmatic is probably one of my top 20 albums of all time.
Yeah, I do like Old Town Road.
Please shut up. I'm begging you. And then right now, I'm on Jay-Z at the moment. I am partway through Hard Knock Life.
That's a song from
That's
Annie.
where I'm at the moment. Well, I mean, yeah, he samples it in
Does
the
he
actual
actually?
track. Yeah, I mean, the album is Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, and one of the tracks is Hard Knock Life, Ghetto Anthem, where he samples Hard Knock Life from Annie.
I didn't actually know that.
Did you not?
No. Yeah, so that's some good music talk. Just with Outkast, you were saying. I wouldn't say as much as you, but I am a big Outkast fan. I reckon Prototype, one of my favourite songs of all time, which isn't so much rap focused, and that's the only part of you saying Andre 3000 is one of the top 5 rappers of all time. I'd say the one thing that maybe makes him maybe perhaps fall short of that list is a lot of the time he sings rather than raps. He's still
have
an
you listened
incredible
to their
rapper.
early stuff?
Not too much of their
it.
early stuff.
If you listen to Southern Playlist Cadillac Music and Aquemini and 80 Aliens, that like from then on, so like Speakerbots Love Below and a bit of Stankonia, it is a bit more singy, but those 3 albums is just rapping. Like Aquemini, I think the song Aquemini, the title track from that album, Andre's last verse on that is literally like 30 seconds long, but I think it's my favourite verse ever. Like, it's incredible.
He did this big, like, I want to say like nearly 9-minute rap at the end of Do Your Thing by Gorillaz.
Yeah.
And that's just incredible. One of the best sort of... It's kind of even just one verse, in a way.
Yeah,
which is what I find crazy about it. And apparently it was one take. I just think it was incredibly done, and that's probably my favourite performance from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Outkast, very, very good.
Yeah, I would say for you as well, like, if you want to hear more of Andre's actual rapping, listen to the album Aquemini all the way through, because that has, like, it has the song Aquemini, it has Return of the G, it has The Art of Storytelling, which is one of their best songs as well. And it is just straight hip-hop, like, there's not really much singing there at all.
I have saved it to my Apple Music.
There you go.
They've got an album here that I didn't actually know about, called Southern Playlist. I can't even read what it says.
Southern Playlist Cadillac Music, yeah. It's their first album.
And it's all one word.
That's them. I'd say that's probably their most straight conventional hip-hop album, because that was, you know, just sort of elements of boom bap in it, and just, yeah, straight rapping. Like,
yeah,
that was when they still, well, I mean, they still kind of do Big Boy especially, but then they really had their sort of gangster image.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about some TV, or have you not been watching anything?
I haven't been watching anything, I won't lie to you. Yeah, I don't really watch anything. I was watching a lot of Netflix at the start of lockdown, and I just sort of stopped.
I have restarted The Office, but other than that, I've not been watching much either.
Oh, to be fair, one film I did watch that was on TV was Marvelous, which is about this guy who is like a really sweet film. Do you know Toby Jones?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, he plays the lead in it. It's just like a really charming film about this guy who's like a massive Stoke supporter. You know, he was a clown. That was his first career. It's just like it's not an exciting movie at all. It's just really sweet and charming. Like, it's a really well made movie. So Marvelous recommendation.
Yes, I do know Toby Jones.
He's very recognisable, to be fair.
I was thinking, and I was like, I recognise the name, and I'm putting a face to it, but I'm not sure if it's the right face. But,
yeah.
I was absolutely correct. Wait, he was in Captain America?
Was he?
Yeah. Oh, he was like the villain in that, I think. He was like the weird guy that then in the second one, whatever that's called, he got like uploaded to a computer or something.
He plays a lot of weird guys, to be fair. Like, he did in Sherlock as well.
Yeah, he was Redstone, which is or Red Skull or something.
Yeah, Red
Like,
Skull. Yeah.
Was
he?
No, he was Skull's assistant.
Yeah, I was gonna say he wasn't Red Skull.
I got caught up on the pronunciation of the name and never finished the sentence. What was he in Sherlock?
It's in the last season. He is. I think it's Culverton Smith. He's the philanthropist guy who Sherlock goes after, and everyone thinks Sherlock's going insane because he has such a good image. But yeah,
So
you ain't even seen Sherlock all the way through, have you?
No, I thought like isn't he like
to.
Sherlock's brother or something?
No.
Morty?
Absolutely not. Morty, did you just say?
Is it Morty? I swear it's Morty.
Morty? No, Toby Jones's character in Sherlock is Culverton Smith.
No, the brother. What's the brother called?
Oh, Mycroft.
Oh.
Morty.
Who's Morty? I swear that someone's called Morty.
There's no Morty in Sherlock.
Morty? You're wrong, man. I've never seen the show and you have. But you're wrong.
There is no Morty in Sherlock, I can guarantee you that.
Just coming up with like Sherlock Morty from some dumbass video game.
There's no Morty in Sherlock.
Moriarty, yeah. Yeah, see, you should.
That's not Morty, though. Yeah, to be fair, I probably should have.
Who's Moriarty then? I don't care.
Andrew Scott, he's Sherlock's sort of arch nemesis in it.
Oh. Great.
Very well played by Andrew Scott as well.
Right, do we have anything else? Oh, we haven't done my famous segment, Things That Fuck Me Off.
That's true, we haven't.
So,
go for it.
This week's is... Right, so I went down to my local shop to pick up just some like biscuits and some pot noodles. I don't like pot noodles, but my sister wanted them. So I went down to the shop.
Don't like pot noodles?
I don't like... Look.
Okay.
We're not getting into this here.
I see.
The next episode can be called Pot Noodles. And
not
we'll
even
talk about
not even with brown bread.
Noodles and bread just sounds awful. You know that I don't like noodles because you tried to force feed me noodles.
That's true. To be fair, that's true.
So this should not be a surprise to you. But yeah. So I went down to my local shop, and he's been doing it for about like 2 months now, or even when did we go into lockdown? Like 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
No, it's not that long.
6 years ago.
I reckon. No, I think we went into actual lockdown in, I want to say either March or April.
I think it was very late March.
I think like 4 months.
Yeah, so he's been doing it for a month longer than lockdown. So for 5 months now, there's this guy, and I assume it's the same guy, who's just been like going around the shop what seems to be every day, or somehow just the days that I'm also there, and putting like post-it notes over the names of different foods or like different products and stuff like that. So he, like, genuinely, chocolate digestives, he went through, like, there were, like, 6 packs there, and every single one he put a post-it note over it that said, like, it was, like, shit biscuit or something, as in biscuit with shit on it.
Oh.
I don't get why this man is doing this. I assume he doesn't work there.
See, I'm not sure this qualifies for this segment, because this segment is meant to be things that, like, aggravate and annoy you. This is just confusing.
It's confusing, and it's really annoying.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. Like, genuinely, pot noodles he labelled teenager's hair.
Yeah, no, kids with perms, yeah.
Yeah, oh no, he's right.
But why?
Infuriating. Like, everything he's put there was one thing that didn't even, it was like washing up liquid or something, and he just put a post-it note over it, not even trying to make a pun. It just said, come.
See, I don't think that's annoying. I think that's very funny.
It's kind of funny. But it's just
I think that's very funny.
I know he's some, like, the teenager's hair comment, it made me think he's some, like, 35, 40-year-old man who's, like, a failed comedian, who's like, you know what, this is going to be my comedic output.
My big break.
And he just...
this is going to go viral, yes. Someone's going to take a photo and I'm going to get all the credit.
And he's bold, he's definitely bold, and because he's jealous of people's hair. And he goes into this shop every day with just a big wad of
pot noodles on his head.
Because he's clearly, like, doing it in the store. Like, he's not preparing them beforehand.
The guy at the till is just like, what? Bro, what's going on?
And I know in, like, EB Games in Australia, there's, like, in certain shops, people will, like, on post-it notes, write, like, some info about the film, and sometimes I'll put, like, an in-joke to this podcast I listen to, and it will get reposted by this podcast. And they're an employee at the store, so part of it makes me think, oh, it's kind of that sort of thing. But then he wouldn't be writing shit biscuits if he worked at the store. I don't get it. I really want to reveal my location so people can just, like, monitor this.
Hold on.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm keeping this going. I'm not sure if you've taken your headphones off, but I'm...
Sorry, I took my earphone out if you're speaking right now.
I'm keeping that in.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
What happened?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just adjust the way I'm sitting. I just got cramp. I had to stand up for a second.
I thought that was going to be a lot more exciting than it was.
Stretch my leg. Yeah, carry on.
This is great content.
With whatever you say.
So yeah, I don't understand why he's doing this, but I kind of want to reveal my location just so that I can send like troops down there to like scout the shop 24/7 and just see who it is.
You could just set up a hidden camera, to be fair.
Yeah, but can I be bothered?
I look like a right idiot right now. I'm just sat on my bed stretching my leg.
And also, this audio is going to be atrocious.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Right, before we wrap this up, do we want to go into an ad?
Let's do it.
Here's an ad. He's still stretching, by the way. This is cutting after the ad. It's been like 1 second for us, but it will have been over a minute for you. So just...
Really? Is that how long the ad is?
Yeah, I think so. We make it funny.
I'm probably a bit quiet right now.
Yeah, you're so far away. This sounds awful.
I'm gonna talk loud. Is that any better?
Can you come back to your mic, please?
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god.
Okay, right.
I don't like doing the ad like right before we do the outro, so do we have anything else we can talk about?
I'm not sure what we do, to be honest.
Right, we do need to do our shout out segment, so I'm just going to get that up real quick.
That's
true. You can just fill the time whilst I get this email up.
What should I fill the time with? I'm going to sing the alphabet.
No, right, so I've got the email here, and I actually haven't.
Damn it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, I lose the rhythm at Q every time. I don't get what the rhythm you do is in UV.
Can we get copyright for the alphabet song?
Y, and Z. Now I know my alphabet. What is it?
Now
I've forgotten the lyrics of the alphabet song. This is embarrassing.
Next time, won't you fuck me?
I don't remember.
That's how I sing it to the year ones at school.
Oh,
probably shouldn't have said that one.
Confessions of a paedophile.
That is one that will be on the cutting room floor. Alright. Right, so this episode of MTO, we're doing another shout-out segment. If you don't know, this is the segment where we shout out another podcast. This week we're shouting out Zach Johnson's podcast. It's called the Limitless Possibilities podcast. There's going to be a link to it in the description of this episode, as well as on our social media, probably. I'll put it up. And here's a clip from his show.
Hello, and welcome to the Limitless Possibilities podcast. My name is Zach Johnson, and one of the biggest things that I wanted to start this podcast for was to help bring light to the true stories of people that maybe we see in society, on social media, or just people that we don't even know about. But everybody has a story, and I think that's one of the biggest things that we need to truly look at is the human side of successes, meaning that everybody along the way faces adversity, but a lot of the time we only see the breaking point or the top of the mountain of success. We don't see the journey to get there. I want to bring light to those journeys. Myself and all the people that would be on the podcast have dealt with, in various degrees, anxiety, depression, mental health, vices. We all deal with. The world continues to throw different things at us now. And oftentimes, especially now with social media, we look at somebody's page 10, 20, 30, and we're sitting at page 1 and we're comparing. We don't understand that we can't compare our page 1 to somebody's page 10, 20, or 30. We have to live our own life, find inspiration from others, and understand that nobody got there without failing, without success, without sacrifice, without the ups and downs of just life. Everybody has a vision or a dream that they wanted, and sometimes we forget about it because we're scared to embrace the unknown. And on the other side of the unknowns is truly where our own personal strength and personal growth comes from.
So that was a clip from the limitless possibilities.
Limitless. You've literally said the opposite of what it is.
This is a very limited podcast. We talk about one thing. No, that was I'm going to keep that in. That was a clip from the Limitless Possibilities podcast. Gideon, do you want to talk some more about that before we wrap this up?
I mean, I can read you the description of Spotify.
You do that.
The show that brings light to stories of individuals involved in athletics, business, and life. Everyone has a story, and here we will focus on their climbs and the mountains of success, their failures, and ultimate journeys to find their purpose. We are the show for people who don't have the word quit in their who don't have the word quit in their vocabulary and the true dream chasers. New episodes every Monday and Thursday.
Two a week? Whoa, that's crazy.
Woo.
We tried to do that and failed, so good on you, Zach.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, did you ever watch Piers Morgan's life stories?
I think I watched like one of them.
It was really shit, but this seems like it's a very good version of that, and I have listened to a bit of it. Very good.
There you go.
I do need to do a bit more of a deep dive on that podcast though, but from what I've listened to, really, really good. So great work, Zach. And thanks for letting us talk about you on the podcast. So once again, that is the Limitless Possibilities podcast, available on Anchor and Spotify and other services. There'll be more info in the description. Thank you, Zach. Right, should we wrap this up?
Do you know what we should end this episode with?
What?
A fart noise. You can do the little outro and then I'll make a fart noise and then we'll end it.
Can you, play a pre-recorded fart noise
from
your phone?
Wait, do I still have that app that I got?
Can you just play the entirety of Bohemian Fart City?
I will. Just you're gonna have to do a bit of an extended outro, so I have time to download it though.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of MTO Quarantine Catch Up. If you want more, I don't like doing big intros.
Slow it down. Niall.
If you want to find more info about the podcast,
slower.
You can go to Tiny. You can go. I've got a lot to say. This will be fine. You can go to tinyurl.com/mtopod to find our link tree, or go to tinyurl.com/mto-pod to find our unfinished beta version of our website that will be properly launching soon. So give us some feedback on that ahead of the official release. Once again, that's tinyurl.com/mtopod for the link tree, and tinyurl.com/mto.
Damn, I did it too early.
to find our website. Our social media and shit is all going. My Twitter is @_Niall Edwards. I got a new Twitter. I'm trying to focus on more comedy stuff on that. Check that out. @MTOpod for our other social medias. Gideon, are we ready to end this episode?
Yeah, let's go.
Take it away. Goodbye, everyone.
I'm ending it there.
Bye, everyone.
Why are we so immature? That's that.
That's
Goodbye.
the end of the show.